What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the next episode of Deus Ex.
Something about that guy didn't
So,
smell right.
we just saw a very odd, suspicious mechanic on the helipad. He was so odd that we knocked him out. And why?
Wait a minute.
Because he planted a bomb in the helicopter.
JC, a bomb. A bomb.
Now, this bomb
Hold on.
won't blow up right away, which seems stupid because
There.
JC's gonna be aboard as they go to Vandenberg. But
Thing in the Atlantic on the
later
left
in the
of
game, the bomb can
Make a
kill
good detective,
Jock,
JC.
but if you knock
Ready
out
to
that
get outta here?
mechanic, that's all you gotta do
Let's
to
go.
prevent it. So what we're doing now is we're gonna go to Vandenberg to meet Gary Savage, and then we're gonna be that way. He can help us with a universal constructor to get the cure to the Grey Death mass-produced.
The snipers heard your helicopter.
So we just arrived in Vandenberg, but MJ-12 has already attacked the facility, and we're gonna have to basically retake it. Now,
common enemy, if that's what you mean.
we don't have to like get into any fights, or we don't even really have to take that many people out. The only thing we are required to do is to disable the 4 security bots that are guarding the outside area. We have to do that because
I could give it a shot.
we have to get inside a like this radar building that's outside, and the building's locked down, and the reinforced doors won't open until those 4 bots are offline. You don't have to like blow them up or anything, but you do have to at least disable them. This is where the spy drone augmentation is really going to serve its purpose. And also the reason why we've upgraded it all the way to Tier 4. Not only because the drone will move faster, but the EMP blast that you can detonate on it is going to be significantly more powerful. And out of the 4 bots, 2 of them are the large, fat security bots, as you can see here. Be very careful standing close to the edge, because that particular bot can see you if you're not careful. And I believe it does, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it starts shooting, and I had to...
Enemy bot destroyed. 3 left.
I had to do this again because the troopers in the distance also started firing on me. As usual, I highly recommend using the power recirculator AUG to help conserve, or not conserve, but reduce the amount of bioenergy that your AUGs drain. And when using the spy drone, in case I've never explained it, make sure you watch the little picture-to-picture camera to the left. Do not pay attention to the actual drone itself from JC's first-person perspective. That drone is not an accurate representation of its position. The little picture-to-picture camera off to the side is, so that's what you want to watch. Unfortunately, after you detonate a spy drone with its EMP blast, it takes, I believe, 60 seconds in order for it to recharge and be usable again. I wish there was like a little counter somewhere that you could see the recharge time for. But unfortunately, the only way to tell is to attempt to use it, and then it'll tell you recharging will be available in so many seconds. The next security bot is behind the comm building right here. And again, the spy drone has to be at Tier 4 in order for the EMP blast to be powerful enough to disable these big chunky bots. Thankfully, the other 2 are the small skinny bots, because we used the spy drone to disable one way earlier in the game when we were at the Hong Kong helipad. So these ones are easier, and they're also closer compared to the fat ones. The alternative to disabling these bots is you know, EMP grenades if you wanted to not destroy them. Or you could just use, like, or if you have a GEP gun or any rocket launcher, that works too. There's also LAMs, but to kind of stay in line with our non-lethal stealth playthrough, I'd rather disable the bots as opposed to destroy them. That's why we're using the spy drone's EMP blast, and why I put so much effort into maximizing the spy drone augmentation. So, one bot left. Now this one is just so that you don't drain too much of your bioenergy. What you want to do, wait for the bot to start walking towards us. That way the spy drone and the bot can play chicken with each other, and then we'll detonate as soon as we're close enough. Like so. So that disables the bots, so the primary objective is completed. That woman we talked to on the roof, she actually told us that we could reactivate the security bots that are for the facility, which you can do, and then they could potentially fight off the MJ-12 bots. So the way we're going to get in is right here. Drop from here so you don't take damage, and then we're going to have to lockpick into this door. But reactivating the security bots for the perimeter is something we're not going to do, because they're going to walk around and then they're going to basically engage all the MJ-12 troopers on sight. And it's going to create a big massacre and whatnot. And I don't want to complicate our stealth efforts. Once we're down here, first I want to go through this vent and then go to this little area here, because we can get a biocell, or I think it's a biocell, yes, off of that dead scientist. So now we're going to have to sneak around the facility to get to that comm building now that the doors are open and we can get in. But before we do that, we need... Well, I guess we don't necessarily need to, but I want to. We're going to climb up this way with the box. Now, we're going to go to a room that has hazmat suits in it. I'm pretty certain we still have hazmat suits anyway, but you might as well stock up. Anyways, go where I went, carefully, because we need to hack the panel and disable the security cameras so that they're off and they're not a problem. And don't worry about those guys in the distance. None of them are directly facing the door, or at the very least, they can't perceive you or see you from there, so you're fine. Just don't make too much noise. Now we want to go this way. We're going to need some multi-tools to disable this laser grid via the fuse box. So go ahead and get that done. I think it takes 3, if I'm not mistaken. And then, yeah, we will, and then go this way. We're going to have to lockpick the door. In here is where some hazmat suits are. And then the scientist in here will give us an EMP grenade after we talk to him.
I give up.
Even though we're not going to use
Calm
it,
down.
at least
I'm here to help.
not here.
What can you tell me about the attack?
They took over the building. We're finished.
Because what we need to do is go to the comm
I'm heading
building.
to the command center. I don't want any
We need to go
surprises.
down to the tunnel
If I was you, I'd go
because
through the tunnels. You could use
in
the
order to
security system
access
see if
the-
the coast is clear. The login's tunnel 01.
the labs where
passwords
Gary
will make it
Savage
two-way.
is,
Any
we need a
troops down
key.
Well, I
And
heard
the
them
scientist
talking.
that has
They
the
don't wanna get
key
caught
is
from
down in
behind,
the
so they left a
underground
few spider
tunnels,
bots down there.
and he's dead.
Guess what? I found an
We
EMP
can't
grenade in
access the
storage
tunnels
box.
from this
You can have it
building
if you
right
think you
here.
might go down there.
Sure.
Because the
careful
door
with that thing.
is locked and it's not pickable. At least from this side. But, multi-tool, and a hazmat suit like I just said. Medkit if you need it. And is that a biocell? Yes, it is. Never have enough of those. You could go over there if you want, but you'd kind of have to knock those troopers out. Because in that room, you can hop obstacles and get a thermoptic camo. But, we're fine. It's not necessarily required. So now we're actually going to go outside to ground level and get to that comm building now. Is this door? Yep, you gotta pick this one too. Like so. Now, be very careful here because there's guards out on those upper platforms. Now, their patrol paths are not always the same. Now, in this case, I got really lucky and their patrol paths were completely simultaneous. But sometimes they walk sometimes they walk back and forth opposite of each other, making it hard to get by them without using your cloak. So if you have to use the cloak, go for it. But thankfully I got really lucky and I didn't have to. And just watch out for this guy too. You need him to go that way so that we can go this way. Of course, we're fully augmented. You could turn on your ghost dogs, cloak, run silent, etc. But I'm trying to limit the usage of them so that I'm not draining a ton of bioenergy. Let's carefully get to the comm building over here. And then talk to the scientist, preferably in the corner, because on rare occasions, if you're close to the doorway, MJ-12 troopers in the distance
I took care of the enemy bots, but there might
could
be
have a
few snipers
tendency
left.
to,
Be careful.
I don't know, see you with their like integrated binocular vision or whatever, or rather you'd think they have that, considering
I'll check it out if you want.
that they can see you from that far.
Trapdoor in the back
But
to the utility tunnels, which connect to the command building. We had to send someone that way because.
But
of the
we want to
shooting.
talk to the scientist,
Maybe
and
to
then
make
we
it
need to
through
go to
radiation.
the
I don't know.
underground
There are no
hatch that's
protection.
in this
The only
building.
hazard suits are in the command building itself.
You'll notice that those mechanic guys with guns started running out and fighting. I don't know what happened, but as long as those troopers weren't aggroing at us, then it was okay. So we're gonna get through these locker doors with the Dragon's Tooth sword and the combat strength augmentation, because one of them has an upgrade canister, which we're gonna use to take the radar transparency to tier 2. I think I must have. It's been a while since I've made the previous episode, because, you know, life is busy and whatnot. But I'm pretty certain I've already upgraded the low-tech weapon skill to Master, because in order to destroy doors like that with the Dragon's Tooth, you want to have the combat strength aug at least tier 2, and then low-tech weapon at Master. Sneak past those spider bots using radar transparency and run silent. And then for these lasers, you want to very carefully hop the lasers. It's easier said than done, but you want to kind of do it in like that, exactly like that. That's what works best. This room has hazardous air, so we're going to put on a hazmat suit and use environmental resistance to kind of increase the effectiveness. Again, this is why we hoard hazmat suits, since environmental resistance is not going to be super powerful, since we can't really upgrade it at all until like the end of the game. That guy has a multi-tool. Make sure you take it. And then open this door slowly. Carefully get over here, because we don't want the spider bot in the distance to see us. Go ahead and turn regeneration on so you can start healing the damage that you took. And don't forget to have your power circulator on so that bioenergy is conserved as best as possible. Next thing's next is that we need to raise a little bridge so that we can get across to progress. But first we'll go down here, because there's some crates down here with like med kits and stuff, I think. Yep. But we're full on med kits. It's actually been a while since we've used them because I usually just use the regeneration augmentation at this point. So let's use the multi-tool, or some multi-tools to bypass this laser grid. And then we'll get to a control room where we can raise the bridge and move forward. If we had the speed enhancement augmentation, we could use it to like run and jump across, but since we had to get run silent instead, we can't do that. Or at the very least, we can't do it the easy way. Just be careful, because there's spider bots around here. If by chance you get into a close... Well, hit the 3 to raise the bridge up all the way. And make sure you hit the 3, not the 2. Anyways, if you get into a close encounter with a spider bot, make sure you turn your radar transparency aug on so that you can be invisible to the bots. Alright, so let's head on back up. We have the bridge raised so that we can get across. And then we're gonna have to... Should be radar transparency, run silent, and recirculator. Do not forget to pick up that key next to the dead scientist. The scientist himself has a multi-tool on him, but the key that you need is next to the corpse. Just don't forget it. Now we're back in the command building. I tried to silently destroy the box, but it obviously didn't work. Shame, because it had a lockpick in it. But, oh well. So now what we need to do, you can hit the button to open this door. Use your... Let's become a ghost. With, you don't need radar transparency, but you do need cloak. So that you can make it over here. And then you're going to have to keep them on and run upstairs because you need to get by those troopers sitting on the sofa. And you need to get across this bridge without the guys downstairs seeing you. And then behind this guy to knock him out. Because you really need to knock this guy out because he's standing right in front of the door that we need to get through. So... Go ahead and knock him out.
MJ-12 cut the power to the defense system, but don't worry.
You can talk to her, but it's not really useful at this point.
Room, this building has been totally overrun.
What we really need to do is use our key to unlock that door, and then we can go in and meet Dr. Savage.
There's a back door, but I haven't been able to try it out. Log in command, password Zebra42.
So once we meet Gary Savage, we're gonna help him power up. No, what I think's happening is that the AI that's been allied with us, Daedalus, he's somehow dying, and we're going to get... Dr. Savage is going to help us, I don't know, save him or something, but you'll see what happens, or at least if you pay attention, you'll see what happens.
Mr. Carter.
Hey, it's Sam Carter, the guy from the UNATCO Armory.
You were dismissed?
It's good to know that a lot of the UNATCO people abandoned the organization, knowing that it was a front for Majestic 12.
Time to come out here and lend a hand.
But Dr. Savage is down there. We're going to have to talk to him. And then we're going to go into that room with all the active electricity so that we can activate... I think it's a UC or something. Ooh, you can recharge your bioenergy right here. There's Savage.
Dr. Savage.
Talk to him.
We were close to surrendering when you landed. J.C. Denton. I'm working with Morgan
And
Everett at the
then,
Illuminati. He's developed
once
a cure
we
for the
get
Great
this
Death. We were hoping
UC
to
up
get
and
time on your
running,
UC to manufacture it. Everett contacted me just
then
before the
something's
attack.
going to happen to
Naturally,
Daedalus.
we'll manufacture the cure.
That other
Once the
AI that's
computer's
been
back up, we'll get a
contacting us,
containment unit for the
that's
UC.
clearly
How close are you to being
that's
operational?
opposed to us,
My daughter's on an
and
expedition to the
presumably a
ocean lab
creation
right now
of
to
Bob
find a schematic
Page.
for the containment vessel.
That's
But
Icarus.
Lord knows when the computer will be back up. It
The
was damaged during
AIs,
the attack. I'll look at
Daedalus
it.
and Icarus
In
are
addition to
going
the
to
UC,
merge
Everett and I
and
need your
form
connection
a
to the Millnet.
new sentient
Yes, he
AI
said
named
something about an artificial
Helios,
intelligence.
which is part
The
of
echelon
Bob
system.
Page's
Something called
Aquinas
Icarus and
Protocol,
Daedalus. Another attack
and part of
happening as
his
we speak.
true
I'll
master
explain
plan
later.
to
Well,
create
the
a
main terminal is in the
sentient,
room at the top of the stairs.
super
Log in
intelligent
G-Savage,
AI,
password
and then
Tiffany.
fuse,
I'll
and
open
then
the
Page
doors.
will fuse
I would say
himself
it's too
with the
dangerous.
AI
A lot of
to
damaged
basically
equipment and hot
become
power lines up there.
an
But
omnipotent
until the computer's
god.
up, the UC's just a
Hence,
box
in
of
the
bones.
intro, where he said, "Better than kings, gods," and I'm quoting him there.
I guess it's not
Anyways,
surprising to find a few
I don't
crooks
know
in
how the
place
electricity
protecting
hit me,
security
but it did.
The shadow of
Very carefully get in
It
here.
protects and
There's a
disproves.
biocell and a key.
Just bring
The
up the
key
system
unlocks
savage. I'll route Daedalus through.
a door upstairs, I think.
Don't worry, there's very little
What
risk.
you're gonna want to do here is, you can't go that way, but you're gonna want to just charge through the active electricity. Try to do it to take as little damage as possible, and then your multi-tools will bypass this fuse box, and then that electricity's off, and this is too. Hit the switch, the elevator comes down, and then go ahead and get your regeneration and recirculator on so that you can heal, because you probably will take damage from that electricity. And then what you want to do is jump that way so that you can avoid electricity as best as possible, but you could still get hit. But that's what regeneration is for. Now, Savage gave us the login to this computer. I forgot what the username was. G-Savage. And then the password is Tiffany. That way you don't have to hack it. And then you can do the thing. Here is the birth of Helios.
I'm losing Daedalus.
And then
Hold on, something's...
let's go back down.
The Aquinas Protocol. I
We're
was
gonna have to
listening
talk to
Daedalus all
Savage.
along, waiting. The AIs seem to be
And Bob
merging.
Page is actually contacting them with the holo
Find Savage
communicator.
in the control room. I have an announcement.
And what's happening is that
Something went wrong, JC. I'm looking into it.
I think Savage is like the creator of.
Excellent.
Savage
We're
has
all
blueprints for
You
a
aren't in a
universal
position to make any
constructor,
demands,
and
Page.
then
On the
Page
contrary, my
Page
mission might
needs
have
the
failed, but
blueprints
so
so
did
that
yours.
he
I
can
captured
rebuild the
your daughter
UC,
now.
presumably at VersaLife.
She's been quite forthcoming.
He
So you were hoping
Savage's
to find a
daughter
containment unit
Tiffany
in the
went
ocean
to
lab.
the
I
Pasadena
demand to
Ocean
see my
Lab
daughter
where he used to
immediately.
work,
Well, like you,
and
we
to
lack
try to
certain
recover those
components of a
blueprints,
universal constructor. The
but
reaction
the
modules you stole when
MJ-12
you
has
left Area
captured
51
her.
to go into business for yourself.
Don't negotiate.
Oh yes, Mr. Denton.
Or wait,
I
no.
wanted you here for a reason.
They're not after
Look
the
at me.
blueprints. They're after the
Interfere in any way,
components.
I will kill that young woman. I mean it. I want
Anyways,
those components, Savage. You will
they've
bring them to the
captured
abandoned
they've
gas station
captured
west of
Tiffany.
Vandenberg in
They're
exactly
holding her at
1
an abandoned
hour.
gas
You
station
hurt my
nearby.
daughter, and I swear to
And what we
God.
need to do
Bring
is
me
attempt
the
a
reaction
rescue.
modules.
Anyways,
I don't think we
going
have
to
a
rescue
choice.
Tiffany is what
I
we're going to
should
be
have
doing
never let it
next.
go.
We just got to get to
Page will
Jock.
resume production of the plague if he gets the components to build a UC. I know.
And then
But I can't let them kill
once we
Tiffany.
rescue Tiffany,
Tell them you're sending someone with the
we're
components.
gonna have to,
I'll have my pilot drop me off where they're holding your daughter.
she didn't
Maybe I can rescue
succeed
her.
at recovering
That's too
the
risky.
stuff
We
that
don't have a choice.
Savage
Trust
needed
me.
at the Ocean
She'll be
Lab.
fine.
So we're gonna have to
Yes.
go to the Ocean Lab and
Yes,
recover it
we've
ourselves.
got to try it. Just don't let anything
And
happen
then
to her.
from
Mr.
there,
Denton, thank you.
knowing that Savage
Here's
is now a
photograph so
huge
that you can
threat,
identify her.
Page will then attempt to destroy Vandenberg with a missile. We're gonna stop that. And then we're going to go to Area 51 to confront Bob Page himself. So we're basically in the home stretch. So we're going to have to backtrack.
You won't believe this, but I have Tong with
Jock
me.
landed near the base entrance.
Savages promised to get
So that's
exotic
where we're
attention.
going to be heading,
This is
but
the base
that key we
entrance
took
to
earlier
Northeast.
will unlock this door, but the only thing in here is a multi-tool, but we are going to go through the effort of taking it because, you know, multi-tools are important. So let's head back to the main building. And now, careful, because those are TNT. Get the ghost dogs on. Well, barring the radar transparency, because there's no bots or nothing. So that you can cross without being seen. Get to the elevator. Take it down to level 1. And then those guys should not see you. Or at least I don't think... Or maybe they do, because I turned the ghost dogs on. So yeah. Now we have to go outside again. We're basically gonna head back towards the comm building the same way we did before. Watch out for the guys up there. Like I said, I was lucky and they were walking in the same... They were walking completely simultaneous as opposed to mirrored. Watch out for the guy in the distance if he's over there. And then I turned the run silent on just so that I could get over here faster. And then, just to conserve bioenergy as much as possible, we're gonna wait for him to come back. That way we can just sneak our way forward without having to use cloak. Always best to do that because the more bioenergy you drain, the more bio cells you'll have to consume, and you want to try to conserve those as best as you possibly can so that you've always got them for when you actually truly need them. So let him come back, and we will proceed. If you want to move faster, you should be fine, because as long as he's not too close to you, he shouldn't hear your footsteps. And you've always got run silent if it makes you feel safer. So now we're going to carefully stay along this wall to our left, and then we're going to go around this other building over here, which is the security bay. And then basically the base entrance is guarded by 2 troopers, but thankfully they're looking inwards instead of outwards. So we can very easily slip around them or behind them, and then we will work our way to Jock. So yeah, let's right here. So just start sneaking, just very carefully sneak around them, like so. And then run to the helicopter as soon as you know you're far away enough to where they won't hear your footsteps. And then it looks like Tracer Tong came with them. Reason? Tong somehow managed to catch the, oh! It looks like, I upgraded the, electronics to, advanced. This is a good time to do that. That way when we have to bypass stuff with multi-tools, we don't need as many for certain things.
I have the Grey Death.
I'm trying to remember when I got the low-tech to master. I think I was either at the cathedral or at Morgan Everett's place, but I did it somewhere around
You aren't
there.
dead yet, Tom.
And now the electronic skill is at advanced, so that it'll be a little easier to conserve
just hope we're able to
multi-tools, since
manufacture.
most things will
Savage's
require
daughter
less
failed
of
get the
them
parts he needs for the
to be
UC.
bypassed
She's being
now.
held prisoner by Majestic 12.
Anyways, going back to what I was saying about Tracer Tom, he has the Grey Death, and he's here so that Savage can give him the cure as they begin constructing the UC. Now, Jock is going to take us to the gas station so that we can try to rescue Tiffany. And for this rescue, I'll go ahead and give a sneak preview. You're going to have to do this stealthily, and you're going to have to knock out pretty much everybody in order for this rescue to be successful, because if Tiffany dies, you'll fail the rescue, but the game will still move on. But we'll be covering that next time. See you then.